back to another Renee's Corner video. I'm Tanisha Renae, and I don't know why I just did that. That was so awkward. I'm Tanisha, and today we are going to be talking about, drumroll please, ranking categories or things that I considered when I was ranking my sites for internship. So people have asked about this, and what I won't be doing in this video is I won't be like sharing how I ranked places, because I just think that's weird and also against the rules by the APIC, so I won't be doing that. But I will tell you the things that I considered as I was ranking the places and what I did to rank them. So first off, I want to say thank you to Austin in my cohort. He is on the channel. He did a video about school psychology versus clinical psychology. If you have not checked out that video, I will leave it down below. But Austin is an amazing friend, an amazing resource. He is one of the smartest people I know. So Austin helped me with this because I was stressed out about rankings and I didn't know, like I couldn't think of anything that I needed to like consider when I was thinking about how to rank these places. So without further ado, here we go. So number one on my list was how I felt about the place. Like, did I vibe with the people? Did I feel very excited about the place? Did I feel like, oh, this would be okay? Like, it's very, you know, if I feel very excited about a place, you're gonna know. And like my parents noticed, and so they were like, I felt like you were really excited about site number, whatever. And so I ranked that really high. I guess I need to talk about how I did the rankings and what I did. So basically with these categories, some of the places I just like rank them like 1 through 4. Like, this is gonna be hard to explain. So as we know, I had 4 sites. So each category has like, you could do like a 1 or a 0 if it has it or it doesn't. Some of the categories are like that. And then some of the places I like ranked against each other. So like livability, which place had the highest stipend, which place had the highest like stipend, which place had the highest like cost of living. If there was like, this is so confusing because some of them I like reverse coded. So we'll go through each one. Okay, so how I felt about the place. The places that I was most excited about, I put at the top and gave them like a score. So if you were like the place I was most excited about, you got a 4. If you were the place I was least excited about, you got a 1. And so like, how do I feel about the place? Am I excited? Did I have really good interviews? How did I feel about the interviews, etc.? So that was that. I also considered like cohesion in our lines of thinking, and so some of the places asked me about specific case presentations, and so like I gave a case presentation, and if they were like on the same page as me of being like, yep, that's exactly what I would have done, or yep, this is exactly how we do our assessments here, or no, I was thinking about maybe this sort of presentation looks a little different. So how we were like, when we talked about cases, were we on the same page and were we thinking similarly? That's really important because I want to make sure that the places that I did rank were like, we were vibing and we were on the same page. The next 3 categories I considered are like 1s or 0s, and so like if you have it, great. If you don't, it doesn't really harm you like that. So 1 was, do they have a dedicated autism focus, autism track, autism rotation? Can I get some autism experience, basically? And so that was a 1 or 0. Pediatric experience, so do they have a consultation and liaison track? Am I able to do a rotation in consultation and liaison in a children's hospital? Is there an opportunity to do like get that experience? 1 or a 0. Also in the 1 or 0 is, do they have a dedicated rotation or clinic for ADHD and disruptive behaviors? Do they do PCIT? Do they do parent training groups? All of those things, 1 or 0. The places didn't have to have all 3, but like if you had more, you would get more points. So those are those kind of like clinically relevant things. Another big thing was diversity, and so I kind of broke diversity up into a few categories. So 1, do they have a DEI program or like DEI committee? What are they doing for diversity? Did they have didactics dedicated to diversity? That's a 1 or a 0. If they had a committee, 1 or a 0. And then if I felt like their committee was actually doing something beyond just lip service, they got 2 points if they were doing something, 0 points if they weren't, because that's really important to me. Like, you can have a DEI committee, and if y'all aren't doing anything, it means nothing. Like, y'all are just doing lip service. And so did they have dedicated time for DEI, and what does that look like? Those are those categories. So then also supervision. So if I felt like they had really good supervision and things that like I felt like I didn't have as much training on, like if they had more hands-on training on things I felt like I didn't have as much training in, that felt really good. But if they had like, I felt like what I felt like was too much supervision on things that I know how to do, like kid therapy and stuff like that, then I would rank them lower. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Also, do I get supervision experience as an intern? Like, do I get to supervise graduate students or practicum students? Are there postdocs available to supervise me? Will I have that experience to supervise other people? That's there. And then are the supervision experiences varied? So like, is there like bug in the ear supervision? Is there live supervision? Is there code therapy supervision? What kind of supervision is there? And then I sort of rank them. Sorry, do y'all hear that beeping? I'm so sorry, it's the washing machine. I don't know what's going on with it. But basically, like, is there supervision, different types of experiences. Next, I had work-life balance. So are there long days, or what does the schedule look like? If people weren't able to provide me like a day, not a day in the life, but like a week in the life of the scheduling, low points, because I really need to see like what my time is being spent on. Like, do you switch a lot during the day? Like, you'll do clinic here one day, drive across town to the clinic the other part of the day. I need to know what that looked like. Is it beyond 40-45 hours a week? What is the time spent doing? Are there steps to rectify if you were doing more hours than you're supposed to be doing? Things like that. Do you have to take work home in the evening, etc.? There's one site that does this really well. They were like, yeah, the student was like, they noticed that I was working 45 to 50 hours a week. And so we had a meeting after week 2 of me doing that and figuring out how to make my schedule best fit so that I wasn't working beyond the 40 hours a week. Love that. So that was another thing. Livability. So this category had a couple of different subcategories. So number one on this list was how close was it to my parents. And so the site that was closest to my parents got the highest ranking there. There's not really much to explain there. I want to be closer to my parents. My grandmother is moving in with my parents, so I want to be closer to my family, period. The stipend was another thing. So like, who had the best stipend? Who had the best stipend when compared to the cost of living? That was important. Are there good benefits? What other things beyond health insurance are they providing? Is there gym facilities? Sort of those kind of things. Like livability, like can I live and survive here for a year? Those kind of, that all falls under livability. Let me see, closeness to school. Oh, and public transportation. So if it was a big city, was there public transportation available? How did students do that? And yeah, so those are like my main categories. I think there's 10 main categories. And so what I did was I gave everybody scores, and then I added up all the scores, and then I had a ranking list. And then what I did was I went to my advisors and be like, does this feel right? Like, I'm gonna talk to you about each site, and then you tell me if this feels like how I talk about it feels like what's on the list. And so I had a couple meetings with my advisor about my ranking list and just like how to do it, how to feel okay with just it. I do want to say also, I felt really, really confident about the places that I interviewed. Like, I really 100% feel like I would be happy at any of the places. I know people say that all the time, but like, I actually believe that. Like, I feel like there was not a wrong choice. And so just tweaking the choices or tweaking the list to be, I guess, as reflective of my preferences as possible. And so yeah, that's how I did it. I'm sure there are tons of other ways to do it. This was the way that felt the best to me. And then also what I did before I did like these categories, my dad and I also talked through a pros and cons list of every place. And so that was really helpful for me to just like keep the places in the forefront of my mind and how I wanted to rank them, etc. So yeah, that's where we're at. It is January, no, oh my goodness. It is February 11th. So as of today that I'm recording this, I don't know where I'll be going. I find out in 7 days, a week from today. And so this is what I did. Hopefully it works well and I get matched. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, leave a green emoji or a plant emoji. You see Mona back there, Mona the Monstera. She's growing so good. Like I haven't even really touched her. Like she just grows on her own. Here I am rambling. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to leave a green emoji if you watched this far. There's also a secret emoji in the description if you read that. And I will see you all next time. Peace out. I love you all so much. Bye.